A little progress update, check in. I got the front now connected, so I'll be putting the tray that's going to hold the steering wheel on next, and I'll check back in with you guys once I get that on. Alright, so I've got the base done. The seat's coming tomorrow. So there's the pedal holders. There's a slider here for the pedals, so you push that down, it releases, and this can slide forward and back. But I actually got sliders for the seat as well. Something else I wanted to note, some of the parts you see here laying in the middle. There's a gear shift mount that will come off the one side. And then also I have a swivel tray that will hold a keyboard and mouse in another box still that's not open yet. And this will extend. It'll get longer before I put all that on. So, yep, we'll check it out. Alright, so you can see the remains of what I built last night. And then today, the FedEx driver brought me my seat. We're gonna get that seat put together, put on the rig. It should be good to go. Then I'll see how my wheel and pedal shifter pedals mount, and should have it all done tonight, hopefully. Alright, I got my seat unboxed, and I just wanted to stop and mention this. They sell seat sliders, but where I bought this from, which was Summit Racing, they didn't carry the GTR seat sliders, so I kind of just crossed my fingers. Summit Racing does carry their own brand of seat sliders, so I purchased those, and they fit exactly in the holes and everything. So I'm going to mount them up to the seats. I think they're going to be fine, which is awesome because Summit Racing has them for a really good deal. So I wanted to run the seat slider so I could slide the seat back and forth. And also what's really cool about the GTR seat, in respect to a lot of the other racing seats, for instance like the Playseat. So this seat actually, you can recline it with a lever. So that's pretty cool. So anyone can get comfortable in it, hopefully. I'm going to try it out here in a little bit. But let me see if I can get this seat on these sliders, and then I'll get the seat together with the recliner, and we'll get it on the rig. I want to mention something else really cool that I just thought of with this rig. There was probably only like 4 bags of screws, and they were small bags for certain little aspects. Now there's a lot of screws holding this together, but what they do, and I'm going to show you on the chair, they don't send you the screws in a separate bag. They just put the screws in where they're going to go. So you just pull them out and then attach however you need to, and then put the screw back in. So a lot of these pieces of metal on here already had the screws, like all these screws right here. These were all screwed in already when I got it. I just unscrewed them, screwed them back in once I put the parts together. Same with these screws. This bar had screws in it already. Pulled them out, put the top piece on, put them back in. So there's a lot of stuff like that on here. I was really confused when I first opened the box because there was only a couple screws, and I'm like, wow, how is this all going to attach together? But sure enough, all the parts already had the screws on them. You just unscrew it and screw it back. And that's also pretty nice because then you know you have the right screw going to the right location. Little update on the seat sliders. There's this wire they call cross wire. It goes between the 2 sliders. The sliders I bought actually both lock, but they unlock with just one lever on one side. So when you pull this lever here, this pulls out, it pulls this cross wire, which also disengages this slider too. So on mine, you can see here's the slider with the handle, here's the cross wire hooked in here, but I'm guessing a normal seat isn't this wide in the mounting points, because the cross wire that was supplied only makes it about halfway. So I had to go engineer something up. I grabbed some zip ties, zipped them together into the hole where the cross wire should have reached to, and now when I give this a pull, you can see they both open up and the seat will slide. So we should be good there. Thought I'd just show you that. I don't think it's going to cause any problems, but I think it's going to work, so I'm pretty happy with it. Alright, got an update. Got the seat on. Also got the gear shift on. The holder at least. And then you can see the seat sliders on this side right here. And then on the opposite side, take this off now. That's the recliner mechanism. Alright, I'm going to show you my current setup, which is the Playseat Evolution Alcantara, and just talk about what I like about it and the things that I would like to be better about it and why I decided to upgrade. So let's just jump right in. You can see the seat overall. It's a pretty nice looking rig. The Alcantara is super nice. It's soft. I don't really care for the back support on the seat. I actually play with a pillow behind my lower back because that wasn't super comfortable, but no one else has really complained when they hop in for like 10-15 minutes. This is usually when I'm going for an hour or so, I notice. I do have a butt kicker on mine as well, which helps a lot. I play in VR. There's my headset. That's why I don't have any like big monitor stand or anything in front of it. So I just wear my headset when I play. The shift mount here was an extra like $60 add-on when I bought it, which is just like 2 pieces of metal. And it's kind of a little bit flimsy too. I don't know. So that's one of my complaints about the rig. For a casual gamer, I think this thing is awesome. Doesn't take up much space. A cool thing, you can actually fold the seat down, and then if you want, you could, if you had the wheel up higher, you can raise it up higher, slide the seat all the way in, and it takes up like half the space that it normally would. So that's pretty nice. I don't ever do that. I have the space for it though to just stay open. Under here you can see there's like some wood under the bar there. It was wobbling a lot before I started bracing it. And what the pedals attached to, I have Thrustmaster load cell pedals. That thing shift a lot. I mean, if you push the brake, the whole rig would move and it would flex. So you can see I have a huge piece of wood back under it to try to stop that, and it's pretty much against the wall. So yeah, there's a lot of flex in this unit. Like I said, for a casual gamer, it's awesome, and it's gotten me this far. It's been great. But I kind of want to go to the next step, and when I want to upgrade my wheel, if I want to go to direct drive, I can't imagine a direct drive unit on this rig. So just taking the next steps. I'll shake it a little bit. So if you're in the seat here and you're moving around, I don't know if you can tell, but like the shifter's moving, the wheel's moving a little bit. You can see the wheel move like the whole center brace there if you're driving aggressively. So it's just a little flimsy. There's a knob here to move the seat back and forth. You could also move the pedals back and forth to you. And when I tighten it down, you can kind of see there's a lot of markings here. I actually put a marker to where I like it. I'll start with it here, and when I get off like an hour-long session, it slides back about ½ an inch. So I don't notice it during gameplay, fortunately, too much, but that's just kind of a small annoyance too. Overall though, if I had to rate it like, I don't know, out of 10, it'd probably be like a 6.5. It's reasonably priced. You get the seat with it in the price. I can't tell you how it was to build it because I actually bought it open box. So I got it for like $100 less. Someone returned it and I bought it from the store. So it was pretty much assembled when I bought it. I did have to drill some extra holes in the plate that the pedals attached to, but that's not a big deal. And I'm expecting that I probably have to do that with the GTR one too, but we'll see. Yeah, so overall, maybe like 6.5 out of 10. It's good. It's not great for super serious sim racers, but for casual sim racers, the way it stores, the way it looks is really nice. The butt kicker attachment is a pretty nice bonus. Yeah, so overall I've been happy with it, but I'm just ready for an upgrade. One last thing to note, and this is probably the biggest reason why I wanted to upgrade, the center post wheel mount. I think it's good for space saving. It's very not enjoyable for driving, left foot braking especially. So if you look underneath, you can see the left foot brake pedal. I've moved it all the way to the left. Like I have holes in the plate that I can move it. I've moved it all the way to the left to try. So if you're looking straight down, you can see this is almost hiding most of the brake pedal. So when I'm braking, I'm probably only able to cover like half to 3/4 of the pedal comfortably. And I still have access to my gas. So that's a real big annoyance, is the center post. And I have cables going down on it, and so the cables don't really get in the way or anything, but just left foot braking, which I do a lot of in iRacing, that causes a little bit of grief. I can do it fine, and I get over it. I kind of just tilt my foot to the left like this a little bit, and it's fine. But I think it'd be nice to naturally just have my foot straight, as I would in my car. So my brain's programmed to work around that now, but it'll be nice to not have to do that in the future. Alright, so it's set up. Got my shifter connected, got my wheel connected, pedals all set up, and something I didn't show you too much, but I do have this keyboard tray that I can swing around in front of me here. I don't know if you can see that, but I can type and use my mouse while I'm getting ready for a game or just using my PC in general, which is pretty cool. And I don't have a whole bunch of screens or big monitor because I race in VR. So when I throw this on, I know exactly where my wheel's at, where my shifter's at. I'm just used to that. The tricky thing though about this is with the keyboard, I can't really use it while I'm racing. And then also the mouse, sometimes I need to use it to adjust pit stops and stuff like that. So I kind of have to like reach across my body and do this. It'd be nicer if it was on the right hand side, but obviously my shifter's here. So maybe if I put something over here for my mouse, that might work. But the tray is nice anyways to get in and out. I have a hard time getting in and out of the Playseat, and this is super easy to get in and out of. You just move the tray over, ton of room to get in and out. I got the Buttkicker hooked up, and something cool they do is you get this like controller that hooks up to it, so you don't have to be by the amplifier to turn it on and off or turn it up and down. I will say with the Buttkicker, with this seat and the whole frame is so much more rigid that when it's vibrating, it shakes the seat far less than it did in the Playseat. And I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. I can turn up the intensity, but all I'm doing is shaking the rig more, and the seat's barely shaking more, so it sounds really violent, whereas the old one barely made any sound. So I might have to try to move it, attach it somewhere else, maybe to like the frame that the seat's attached to instead of the bar that is similar in the spot that it was on the Playseat. Everything in its stock like locations is pretty much how I want it. So I have this like at a 90-degree angle, straight up and down, straight at me. The shifter, there wasn't really like a default, you put it all together, but I have it pushed a little bit out. It's as low as it can go, and I have it slid a little bit to the right. Kind of feels like where it would be in my car, which is pretty cool. I actually put stiffer springs into my brake pedal than I ran in the Playseat, because the Playseat had so much flex I couldn't run stiff springs. So now I've got, if you have Thrustmaster, it's a red spring and a black spring. So that feels a lot better. It doesn't flex much while I'm racing. I don't notice. If I am pushing the pedal hard, I'm moving myself in my seat, and this is attached to the seat, so this wiggles a little bit, but I mean, it's not noticeable. When I'm racing, I would never notice that. One thing that was a little bit of an annoyance, the plate for the pedals didn't line up with one side with the holes. So I only have 2 screws in the pedals right now, but I tested it and they're not moving, so I'm okay with that, but I would prefer all 4 screws be in. And then same with the shifter. There's 2 screws here, and I can only get 1 in. It's kind of bizarre. I know this is an older set. It's a G27. The pedals are brand new. They're the Thrustmaster TLC-M, the ones with the load cell. The wheel, this was a super popular wheel and pedal set. I don't know why you wouldn't just put holes. There's like 10 to 20 holes in each one of these things, and none of them lined up for both. I only got 1 screw in the wheel, but I use the clamps and it's not going anywhere. I mean, I could move the rig with the wheel if I wanted to. So something else I noticed about this rig, if anything squeaks or moves, it's not by design. So just go to that piece, tighten with the Allen key, and everything's gonna get real tight real quick. So I found that out. I didn't tighten everything super tight when I was building it because I needed to have like a little bit of play. But if anything wiggled or moved, I just went, tightened that one little bit, and then it was exactly how you'd expect it. So overall for the cost of this, not being too much more, so the Playseat was $400, and I think this MSRP was $450 for the rig, and then you had to buy your own seat. So that made it a little more expensive, but it is that much better than the Playseat. So I gave this Playseat like maybe a 6, 6.5. This is probably definitely an 8 out of 10. There's a couple little things, like I said, it'd be nice that the holes would be good for my pedal set and wheels and shifter. It was pretty difficult to put together. It was just time consuming. It's super heavy. Things slide in place. The screws, like I said, were in where they needed to be, which was kind of nice. But the instructions don't have any words. It's just pictures. So that was a little bit tricky. The seat sliders are awesome. Again, this is kind of a set it and forget it thing. But when someone else comes over, just grab it, slide the seat just like you would in a car. Oh, that's so nice. And the pedals are on a slider too, but I don't know that I would ever adjust that. I think I would just move the seat. The seat itself, little review on that. This was a little stiff. It doesn't have a ton of padding in the back, so I'm actually using a really thin pillow. But I did that on the Playseat too, so I'm just used to that. It just gives me a little lumbar support. The bottom seat itself is okay. So I played for an hour and a half, and I feel okay. So again, getting in and out was sweet. No middle post is killer. Not only did I put the pressure, I added the springs back into my brake, I also moved the brake pedal back over to the left so it's centered, just so my feet aren't like so far apart like they were on the Playseat. Remember, I had the pedal shifted all the way over so that the bar wasn't in the way as much, but now I just have them close. I can heel and toe better now. Yeah. So overall, I'm super happy. It looks really cool. I will say the graphic here and the graphic up here, they're just stickers on the metal. The Playseat was actually painted on, so it looked a little nicer because the stickers got, you know, a little bit of like bubbles in them or whatever, but I don't know. From like a foot away, it looks sweet. Very robust, very heavy. When I was pushing it, I felt like I was doing like some CrossFit across the carpet, pushing it to this location because I built it on the other side of my basement. There's knobs that you add here, here, both on the other side. Basically, they just have you put knobs on adjustable points, so you loosen it, you know, raise it, tighten it, whatever. They're okay. They're kind of small. I have the whole rig. I think it's almost as small as it can be. You could push this in another 4 inches if you were really short. But since I have the sliders, I don't need to adjust this side. This, I think these bottom parts would only be if you wanted, if the seat was fixed to this base, you wanted to slide the base and you had the pedals all the way out. I mean, you're talking a really tall person at that point. So the seat slider really makes that movement not all that important, but that's good because this is kind of a lot of work to loosen these and slide this whole thing. Yeah. So again, it looks cool. It's very functional. I'm pleased with it. I'm glad that I got to have the Playseat first just to have something to compare it to. I mean, that's like kind of the standard of if you want to go to the store and buy a seat, that's the brand they carry. I got that one from Micro Center, I think. But yeah, I bought this one from Summit Racing. They have them on their website. They're in stock. It's shipped out of Texas. I got the whole rig in 2 days, and the seat came 1 day later because they sent one thing UPS, one thing FedEx. But that was awesome. So I picked up the sliders from Summit Racing store because I live by the one in Ohio. So I picked the sliders up, but I have had everything else shipped to me. No problems. You know, the FedEx guy wasn't too happy because, like I said, the box is pretty big, but they're busy. Thank you, delivery drivers. All in all, I'm pretty pleased. All right, so I'm just gonna give one final kind of walk around, show you everything up close. If you have any questions, hopefully this answers them. So here's my pedal set. Again, you can see like the springs that I change out and everything. If you want to raise these, there's just this little bar. It goes down, up and down, and it falls into those spots at the bottom. So you can raise the pedals if you want more raised to them. Here's the slider for the pedals. I don't have all my cable management done yet, but I just got it set up today and was eager to race. So this floorboard's really nice, sturdy. And you know what's cool is I have the Buttkicker on it and it doesn't make any vibration noise, like everything's so tight. So that's pretty cool. Here's the adjustments here. So this can go up or down. And then this will actually make it go towards you or back. You do need to take 2 Allens out to do those adjustments. A lot of the adjustments actually would require taking some screws out, but that's not a bad thing because once you get it set, it's much more rigid. So the seat has its little lean back, forward back deal, recline. Again, here's the Buttkicker, which, you know, I had to tap that screw to get that in. And like I said, it's working, but it doesn't work quite as good as it did on the other rig. So here's the handle for the seat slider to move the seats. Here's a better look at the keyboard and mouse tray. So this can actually go out further if I had more space, and that might actually be ideal if it was. Oh, and that's something else I should show. So these slide into a tube here. So you can actually have them go out this way, and this will go over. Same with the shifter, it can go out that way and over and up. So this just swivels. And not only does the whole thing swivel, this will actually spin too. I just have it on pretty tight, so slide it out of the way, and then I have plenty of room to get in my seat. Yeah, so I haven't seen too many reviews on the GTR, but I'm gonna, like I said, 8 out of 10. It's really nice. It's super sturdy, well done. I'm pleased with it. So overall, fun rig. Looking forward to putting a lot more time into it. Again, hope some of you found this helpful if you were looking into this rig. Like I said, I bought it at Summit Racing and I work at Summit Racing. So support the company and want to check out our new product. So we just started carrying them this year. Super pumped with it. I'm glad that we're doing sim stuff now. That's awesome. You know, Summit Racing is supporting any racer they can find that needs something. They want to have the parts for them. They've got everything in stock. They ship so fast. Like I said, 2 days. It's insane how awesome Summit Racing is. So I love working for them. It's a great company, and they've got awesome products, as you can see. So yeah, check the GTR Sim out in stock. Like I said, hard to find these things in stock anywhere. And yeah, give customer service a call if you got any questions about it, and they can hook you up too, or leave them down in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer them as well. I know this is a little lengthy, but it's worth checking out. This is the GTR Pro. I'll put a link down below. All right, thank you. I want to show you guys one more thing that kind of made me laugh. Here's the old Playseat all unhooked, and you know, well, if I go here, I can lift the whole thing with just, you know, one hand. Whole thing lifts. So it's just so light. Like I said, it was good, it was fun, it looks nice. It worked out fine. But the new rig, this baby, yeah, takes a little bit of effort to move around. Not that you can't, but it's just so much more solid. So yeah. All right, thanks guys.